I'll just say don't use your left foot and you're good. Left-footed players are struggling, right?
Hello, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are really excited to be bringing this video to you guys. Today, we have two guests that are going to be coming on board. Will be giving their opinion and thought on Man United versus Brighton. Today, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the founder of all balls, Mr. Raoul Behl. We also do have Statman Gags representing Brighton today. Welcome, Rahul. Welcome on the podcast today. We're really excited and happy to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How do
Wait,
you feel?
Novice. I'm wearing the jersey, but yes, novice.
Welcome back, Gagan. How does it feel to be representing Brighton today?
So it really feels good to support a club which is coming up in the Premier League.
We got to see actually how you managed to come through with your predictions on the Arsenal versus United game. But do you think today, do you have what it takes to go up against Mr. Rahul?
Not so confident, but yeah, I'll try against the
okay.
veteran.
Yeah.
Against the veteran.
So after the first international break of the season, we are ready to dive into the Premier League games. And the first game is United's clash against Brighton, and we are excited for it. So, let's start. Let's start with the questions.
So, Rahul, what are your expectations, for the Manchester United versus Brighton game?
That depends. If Maguire and Evans start, then my expectations will probably be drinking in a bar, watching the game on the phone, following score lines because it's been horrific. I don't want to get into the Arsenal game because that will kind of get Gagan excited. But United's had a mixed season. When I say mixed, I would say more on the 4-on-10 side.
Right.
Amrabat, not really sure if he's going to be playing this game or not. Hoyland looked pretty decent in the time he had at Arsenal. So that's a plus. But again, the spine in terms of Onana, too casual, uh, Licha, a doubt for the game, Lindelof, doubt for the game. Maguire's last two goals have been own goals for club and country. And Evans was basically one of those pedestrians who just picked up because he wanted a free ride. So it doesn't look too promising, but then again, you never know when Anthony Marshall will wake up. Again, absentees, Anthony, Sancho. You don't really know whom to play where. Garnacho can shine on his day. So it's a very topsy turvy United side. Whereas Brighton, though they've had a hot and cold season, they've been playing some mad football. I think Pep also said there's no one playing out from the back better than them over the last 6 to 8 months. So it's gonna be a tough game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so Gagan, Brighton being the smaller team as compared to the other Premier League teams, do you think they'll be as the underdogs of this season given their good enough start? I guess they beat Newcastle 3-1 in their last game before the international break. So what do you think?
So this season, basically, I feel Brighton will do a good job because last season they managed to qualify for the Europa League. And Brighton has this money ball strategy where they replace their big stars, they sell them off for a big money move, and then they buy a lot of players and then they make them. This season also they have made a lot of signings. They got Ansu Fati on loan. They got Adingra. They got Pedro. They're giving opportunity to Gilmore. They got Milner, Daoud. These signings they have made, and of course defensive signings have come in. Igor has joined as centre back, and they've signed a goalkeeper who can play with his feet, Verbuchen. So yeah, I expect Brighton to continue, but again, a club which qualifies newly to the European League always has a bit of a up and down season. So let's hope for the best.
All right. Do you think Ansu Fati would make an impact?
I think that getting into that Brighton system is a bit difficult. It's not the football focuses entirely on the possession based game. So it's not always about, pass the ball to Mitoma is going to do something. It's always about building up, building up, building up. That's how they have been through the entire season. Even last season, they have got people who have got 4, 5 assists. At least 6 to 7 players have done that. Same with the goals. 5 people have scored 3 or 4 goals. Then there's a top scorer. Solly March got it last season, I think, with 12 goals. So So yeah, I feel Ansu Fati will take time, but yeah, depends how he fits into the system.
I think he's going to get hammered in the Premier League. He's an injury-prone player from a Spanish
True.
Yeah,
side who
that
doesn't
that
like
I
to
can
be
agree.
touched.
That I can agree
Yeah,
because like
so
we haven't
it's
seen Ansu Fati playing for Barcelona,
and
of
it's a
course.
very different Ansu Fati before injury and after injury. I mean, he is a and he. I'm pretty sure the day he starts, he's going to get one of those welcome to the Premier League tackles, which will give him a reality check, and that's when you'll come to know what happens. Probably against the Wolves or something, where one of those giants comes and clashes into him, which is when he'll know the true this thing of the Premier League. But I mean, yeah, it's only time that will tell.
You're absolutely spot on the number of injuries he's been, recovering and coping up with. I don't think he might.
Yeah.
I don't know. He may or may not be able to suit himself into that, Premier League style of football. So Rahul, just wanted to, jump on to Manchester United. What do you think, according to you, is one of the most iconic moments in the United history?
Oh, see, if you ask me from the fun point of it, I think it was Andy Gray or I think Martin Tyler yelling Makeda for that Aston Villa winner. But if you take into consideration the amount of years, I think the two would probably be giving City a little comeback after that equal point season, winning it like probably 6 games in advance, and then you can't take away the last two, goals in the Champions League versus Bayern. I think those, as a fan, of course, the Bayern one, we weren't really too much into it at that point of time. So I'll still have, the Van Persie season and that 5-all draw versus West Brom towards the end. But yes, I mean, as an overall fan, you can say the Champions League, yes. John Terry slip, thank you, Pranav. But yes. And yeah, probably the 8-2 versus Arsenal since we're not getting there and I have a chance to throw it out there. But yeah.
Perfect. So, Gagan, what do you think? What do you think in terms of Brighton? Do you think they have any iconic moments that have happened in the
I
past?
think
I
Brighton's
mean,
iconic moment over. Oh, you were talking to him. Sorry. Your voice got cut.
no, no,
I
you can
mean,
continue.
go ahead, go ahead.
I honestly, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Brighton don't have really an iconic moment. I just feel they have something in that team because you switch players, you switch managers, they still play the same football, they'll still scare the shit out of you, and they will still produce gems like Solly March. I mean, no one would have expected a Ben Dunk to last so many years. You have a Veltman coming in, you have an Ivan Ferguson landing up from nowhere. So I think it's a Brighton thing where youngsters, managers, players will just go here and there, but that team, I don't know, just the winning momentum, the way they're not underdogs. Let's just be clear on that, but they will just find a way to do well because it's just a Brighton thing. You can change what you want, but the system I feel is much better than most of the Premier League clubs where nothing really hampers them when they switch stuff.
Gagan, what do you think?
Iconic moment for Brighton has to be last season. They qualified first time for a European competition.
Yes.
They've got a very, it's a very 50-50 group. They've got, I think they've got Ajax. Ajax is there, then Marseille is there, and Athens is there. So I think it's a group where Brighton can actually qualify for the next round. And talking about Brighton's iconic moment, there's something, they have cracked at the back room, the recruitment part. Every season they get a player and it becomes a massive hero. You and plus how they have managed to replace players like Cucurella went, Estupinian came in, Trossard went, Mitoma came in, Bissouma went, Caicedo came in. Now Caicedo has moved out. They have trained Billy Gilmore and signed Mo Daoud. Same. So I think the last season has to be their iconic moment, and of course when they gain promotion to Premier League. For a club like Brighton, that's a very big achievement.
Yeah, so we have to dive into some masaledar content, right? So, like, I wanted to discuss about, the things that we do, like having idols, like footballers as our idols, right? Like Moreno once famously said that, like, don't idolize footballers. Some of them are pure trash. And given the recent allegations against more than one United player, what are your thoughts on this matter, Raul? Like, what is
I
happening?
honestly, it's a very it's more of those I don't know kind of spaces, because there was this whole saga on Greenwood. Suddenly, he has the most shirt sales from a player
Exactly.
on loan. his better half is in the stadium. She's made friends with wives and all that. You know, then you have Anthony's thing coming up where his better half has created a
Yeah.
70-page docket against domestic violence. There are WWE memes out on the internet. Then
Yeah.
it's all, it's, there was the Ryan Giggs thing before that. Now, you know,
Exactly.
since there was less controversy, you're fighting against the owner. Suddenly, Jadon Sancho decides to tweet something right after the Arsenal game, and all that crap. And now he's training separately. But I see, it can be true. It may not be true. We'll never know until, you know, it's actually proven. And innocent until proven guilty, I guess. Greenwood. I felt somewhere personally he should have stayed because nothing was proved, but you know, it is what it is. He's not there anymore. In terms of Sancho, I'll still give Ten Hag the benefit of doubt because he did the same thing with Ronaldo, and United did for a certain period of time become a better side. It's following the same philosophy of, you know, club being bigger than the player. Ferguson didn't give two shits, and Ten Hag doesn't either. I mean, if you've played in a team with Jemba, Bebe, Anderson, and Welbeck, and you still manage to win stuff, which shows you that, you know, the club, the manager, the staff, etc., is way bigger than a single player. And Sancho's not really done anything except for probably that one Liverpool goal to make a stand and say that, you know, I deserve to play. Okay, he's had his
Yeah.
moments and stuff, but it's not the same Borussia Dortmund Sancho you've seen. Left, right, all that can go on, you know, in terms of the technical conversation, but I don't think he's a miss, to be very honest. He's a big money signing, and you know, okay, Sancho's here, but I don't know. Somehow, I don't feel he'll be a miss.
Okay, and as a outsider, as a spectator of this drama, what do you think, Gagan? Like, what is happening in United? Like, are you
Oh,
enjoying it, having fun, like we are with the memes and everything? We are getting to, troll United and also. Are you enjoying it, or, are you? What are your thoughts?
I'll just say don't use your left foot and you're good. Left-footed players are struggling, right? But yeah, so honestly, as Rahul said, innocent until they are proven guilty, which is absolutely right. I think the Greenwood saga just stretched a lot, so I think they had to, let him go. He's gone on loan, right? Or
Yeah,
He's
he's
gone
gone
on
Yeah,
on
he's
loan.
loan.
gone on the
Yeah.
loan.
So yeah,
So much
maybe
controversy
after
going on with that.
so maybe after 2 or 3 seasons we can see, a fresh Greenwood back at United. And the Sancho thing, it's something I think it's the player's fault. You should, never take it to the social media. You should prove it on the ground. Of course, the coach has to answer at the press conference, has to speak to the reporters. Okay, he said something maybe which has hurt the player, but the player, should take it up with the coach in private, or basically, you should just
Have that
play good
one-on-one
football and prove.
conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
And
mean, since you
Anthony
guys
actually,
brushed upon the Sancho thing, I just wanted to ask. Sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to ask. Do you
yeah,
guys think that a player of that caliber, right? I mean, we've seen what he's done at Dortmund, and given Eric Ten Hag, where he has that mentality, it's either my way or the highway with what he's done with Ronaldo, right? Do you think a player
Yeah.
like Jadon Sancho has a career? Do you think he has a long? I mean, in the long term, do you think he has a position in that Manchester United squad, or do you think he's going to be loaned out or sold by the next transfer window? I mean, earliest Jan or next summer.
I think he's on his way out. I don't see. I mean, Ronaldo is. Let's face it. Whatever he said and done, he is a very big name as compared to a Jadon Sancho. Again, you're forgetting Sancho's done what Sancho's done at Borussia Dortmund. Ronaldo's done what Ronaldo's done in probably the top four leagues in the world. You know, it's a completely different prospect. And even when you talk about, say, Ronaldo, when he came to United, he did kind of light it on fire for the first couple of weeks. You know, he got a brace on debut and all of that. So Sancho, again, like I said, his only stand was, if you've had like 20 assists and 10 goals last season and then you stand up and talk, I can understand. But you've not done anything. You've come from the German league where, let's face it, with no disrespect, it's a 1v1. It's Bayern or it's Dortmund. You know, once in a while you'll have a third party come in and probably claim second place or even go for the title. It's somewhere the same in the Spanish league, whereas in the Premier League you never know who will stand up and just take you to the cleaners. You have your Newcastles, Brightons, and on any day, I mean, a Nottingham Forest almost took United to the cleaners and then beat Chelsea. So it's these kind of things which, just send out a message saying either you're not good enough or you're not trying hard enough. Whatever it is, he will know. But as a spectator, as a fan, as someone who's watching him play, you can see that it's not that much. It's the same like Marshall. There's no effort, there's no urgency. It's just, you just put me on the field, I'll get the ball, I'll do what I do. But play to a system, do what a Casemiro does, do what a Van Bissaka does, put in, show the manager that you want to play. I don't think Sancho's done anything like that. And I mean, whether it's true or not, I'm with Ten Hag if he doesn't want to play him. It's as simple as that.
What about you, Gagan? What do you think?
No, no, I completely agree with Rahul. What you said about Anthony Sancho, that the coach's word is the final word, basically. If
Right.
the coach has criticized you, you have to work hard in the training and you have to prove it. You get your opportunities. It's the toughest league in the world. If
Right.
your coach has said something about you, you need to, just pick up and get going.
But don't you think? I mean, given a situation like this, we've seen a lot of players actually come out in interviews and then express their disgruntledness, where they say, "यार मेरे को मेरे को time नहीं मिल रहा है. I'm not able to play the system I'm used to playing." Or managers have changed over time. I've never got to knock on the manager's door and expressed myself. Sometimes a manager also tends to shun out a player, knowing the fact that even if he's trying to push himself into the system, they tend to brush aside a player. Do you think in today's day and time, it's okay for players to come out and talk about it, or do they just keep it under the
But
carpet?
in bigger clubs like Manchester United, it's a pretty big club. And when a manager comes in these times, players, I have seen youngsters, they are not, they cannot wait. They don't have the patience like the older generation did, the respect the older generation had with their managers. So man management is a big deal when it comes to, dealing with players of bigger clubs, because they always bring in stars. They always bringing names who are, causing a lot of good things for themselves. So man management is a big thing, and I guess Eric Ten Hag is like lacking in that perspective, and like that will cause a little bit of trouble for him in the future as the manager of United.
I don't know. Somewhere I kind of disagree with that, because if you see, I mean, if you see the names before that, minus Mourinho, uh, you have David Moyes, you have Ranić, you have Ole. They were, I mean, Moyes didn't get a chance, and I mean, he didn't do much. Ole was good to start with. Ranić was, I mean, he was more cold than hot. But except for Mourinho, who was, he's been in the Premier League, he's been there, done that kind of guy. He's done it around the world. And let's just face it, Jose Mourinho is a different prospect altogether. But
Yeah.
Ten Hag's actually come in, and he's one, got us a trophy. Two, he's somewhere got stability. He's gotten the big players. Uh, After seeing what I saw under Anik, I never thought a Varane would agree to come, a Casemiro would agree to come, stuff like that.
Thanks.
And in
Like,
terms
yeah.
of youngsters as well, yeah, in terms of youngsters as well, I mean, I honestly would have played an Elanga in a United side over a Sancho with the way, he's been playing. I would probably give Pelistri a chance after seeing what he did in those Europa League games where he got an opportunity to run at defenders. There was hunger. Sancho was benched, put on, no hunger. Sidelined, got in again, no hunger. So somewhere I don't know. It's an opinion. I don't see the whole man management thing. But then again, I agree with one of Gagan's points earlier, where it's, how Brighton is Brighton because of their backroom staff. There's something definitely still wrong over here. And to make things worse, we've got Arsenal's doctor, so I don't know how many injuries we'll have, probably 3 weeks down the line. But yeah, I mean, it is something to do with the back room. It's to do with the owners. The fans are not happy and stuff like that. It does play on the players' minds. Should he have taken to social media? Probably not. And I go back to my point where I say that you need to do something to, come out and be like, okay, I scored a brace last game and you benched me this game for what job? You've done nothing. You scored one drop shoulder versus a dead Liverpool, and that's your claim to fame as of today. So it's more tilting towards Ten Hag than Sancho, and I don't see him staying or making a case in the near future as well.
Gagan, what do you think?
See, again, It's all about, listening to the manager, following the plan and getting going. Taking it to the social media is of course not the right thing, but the younger generation, they see the competition they are around, they feel that they are missing out somewhere, they want that opportunity, they be like, we have not performed in 2 3 games, give us the next 2 3 games, we'll get going. But again, the manager needs to look at the points table also. He sees the goals are not coming, the team needs to qualify, they need to have the points, and you know how City is, the gap goes from 3 to 13 to 20 and the league's gone. So yeah, I feel, it's always better to listen to the manager, not take it up on the social media, as Rahul said, and just trust the process.
I think Raul did brush upon the number of injuries. I think you guys are facing a ton of injuries with a lot of players missing out, with core of your team, I think missing. Do you have, as a Man United fan, do you think you have a squad that is capable to go up against a team like Brighton? I mean, given their run of
Squad to go up against them, yes. To get a result, oh, I'll still leave that a 50-50 because then again, like I said, Brighton's they're blowing hot and cold, more hot than cold, yes, but I don't know, like they're a unit. Somewhere they are a unit. Like I would have never heard of what do you know of a Solly March? Is he fast? Does he dribble? Does he shoot? You don't know, right? But he's still popping up with goals. Mitoma's written a thesis on dribbling, but he executes it. He It's Martinelli versus Van Bissaka as compared to Mitoma versus Van Bissaka. And with Van Bissaka, it's not a maybe, it's a yes or a no. He'll either win the tackle or he'll give away a penalty. Has Onana been tested? Yes. Has he proven himself? No. He slapped one striker in the face. He fell down before the Nottingham Forest striker could even he could even take a backlift to put the ball in the back of the net. Yes, he had a lot of touches during Arsenal, but to what avail? We played like pansies, I'll just be honest. So it's not, I mean, Casemiro, you're criticizing Casemiro. Who's running besides him? Bruno and Eriksen. Eriksen, again, he's not a holding midfielder. Bruno behaves like one. He's not. Every second tackle of his is a yellow card. So, I never thought I'll say this in my life, but somewhere I miss Fred.
Oh shit! Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know
because
you've
there's
been hating on
nobody.
Fred for the longest.
Yeah, exactly. And Amrabat also again sent back from the Morocco side. Is he fit? Is he not fit? If he doesn't play, who plays? There is no second holding midfielder. Casemiro does all the dog work and then criticized for being beaten through the center. I mean, who's helping him? Rashford's coming back, okay, but you have Serge Regular on the bench. You'll still play Dallo on the left. So there are a lot of decisions that need to come right. I have a feeling Regular will start. You need, if Salimaj comes in, you're dead. If he goes out, you're dead. Because they have a striker who's coming off a hat trick, and they have Billy Gilmore to partner with another midfielder to take on Casemiro, because it is going to be, an kind of an outnumbering situation when Brighton attack. United cannot continue to play counter-attacking football like they did versus Arsenal, because they're at home and it's just embarrassing. So it is going to be a very open game, and I don't know. We've conceded, clean sheets is out of the picture, but we've conceded a lot of goals, especially in the second half, especially against Brighton and especially at Old Trafford. So these are four specialities that don't go with you. They have a squad, yes. They'll put out a squad, yes. You'll hear the Garnachos and you'll be like, okay, he's starting, he'll get a full game and squat like that. But what is he going to do? But he needs that. I think Hoyland coming in will make a huge difference. But again, sleek chances of 3 points, maybe one.
Gagan, what do you think?
Repeat your question.
What do you think about the field? I mean, what do you think about the
He
team
talks
that
for so long. Yeah. Sorry, repeat.
So, what do you think about the team that Brighton will be fielding on game day? Do you think they're going to make a couple of exceptions, or they're
See,
going
it's
to go
going
with
to
the
be,
same squad?
I don't expect changes. It's going to be a standard Brighton team. Dunk is going to be there. Stupinian is going to be there. Gross and Gilmore are going to be in the midfield. And Ciso is out, so Pedro comes in the center, left, Mitoma right, March, and striker, I think Welbeck starts. Ferguson,
Over
it depends.
Ferguson, who scored a hat trick.
Eh, eh,
No.
yeah, I feel that's going to happen because Roberto Deserbi doesn't want to risk his players, so maybe he comes after 60th minute or something. but it's going to be a very standard Brighton team. I don't expect heavy rotation.
So
Interesting.
I guess it's time to go with the score predictions and the reasons behind that. So let's go. Score prediction, Raul.
I don't know. I think 2-2. I guess that's the best I think United can get. I'm not. It all depends. If Amrabat is fit, I think he's physically ready to take on the Premier League. I just don't think he knows the pace of it yet. Somewhere his comments are all in his brain. He needs to experience it firsthand to know what the Premier League actually is. And it's true. I mean, we talk about, can you do it on a rainy night at Stoke? It's not easy. So yeah, I think 2-2 will be fair. If United win, you'll be seeing Gagan's neck in my hand like one of those India Bangladesh games. But yeah, I think a 2-2 is fair.
Last
Gagan,
time
what do you think?
also against Gagan, no? 2-2 was the prediction against Gagan last time
Yeah,
also.
against
So
Gagan,
let's,
exactly.
yeah, 2-2 was the prediction. Come on. Are you gonna repeat the win again?
I don't know. See, on this podcast, I've come here to support Brighton, but I really feel it's going to be 2-1 United. I have this feeling, so I'll go with my gut.
Okay.
2-1 United.
Okay. Yeah.
United are going to walk away with a win.
He wants to, continue his run as the winner of predicting the right score lines.
I saw his
Let's
3-1 episode. I mean, I mean this in like the cleanest possible way, but Jesus did save you. So just let's leave it there.
Jesus. Dallas still siding.
I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
let's not get there. It'll be a 45-minute show otherwise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's. What do you think is going to be the best 11?
Oh,
Combined
okay.
11.
Wait,
Combined best
we
11.
Okay,
are doing a
sorry. I'll start
combined
with
11.
Onana and goal, and then we'll go from Gagan left back, and I'll come centre back. Okay.
So do you
So I'll
agree
start
with
with
Onana?
Onana.
Yeah, Onana has to be there.
Okay.
Okay, right back.
Sure.
But isn't Shaw injured?
Right? How is
No,
Shaw
we
right
don't.
back? Why are we discussing
And
this?
he's a left back, isn't he?
I mean, we have to play Stupinian also, so we have to adjust. No.
Shaw's injured. Shaw's not going to play right back. There is no United defender I would put here, but for the sake of the logo, I will just give you Van Bissaka. Okay, the rest of the three are going to be Brighton defenders.
Okay. So
All
easily,
right.
yeah. Right.
So
It's just it hurts, but it's true.
so we've got three. So two centre back Brighton centre backs and one Brighton left back, and we're going to go with Van
Yeah.
Bissaka. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Van Bissaka
Midfield.
is the obvious choice. Yeah,
Perfect.
midfield
And now
is Casemiro and Gilmore, I guess.
No, let's play two strikers, Ferguson and Hoyland. 4-1-3-2. Casemiro, CDM.
Who are you playing against?
No one. We're making a combined lineup.
It's
I can't
just the
bench
best
Evan.
starting
the
11 you
best
can make, to face
11
any
of
big
both
team.
teams.
Yeah, best team.
I think from United, I would only give Van Bissaka, Onana, Van Bissaka, Casemiro, probably Bruno and Rashford. I would disagree with Welbeck. I would play Ferguson.
Of course.
Yeah, maybe play Mitoma on the right and play Gilmore and Casemiro in the center and play Bruno behind the striker.
No Hoyland.
No, I don't think so. I only saw 26 minutes.
Fair enough.
We've got Billy Gilmore with Casemiro sitting in the heart of midfield, right?
Yeah.
He will need some help though. Like Casemiro always needs, someone who
I
can
feel
be
it
there
should
for
be
him.
Casemiro and Gross. I feel it should
I
be
think
Casemiro and Gross.
Casemiro's used to doing things alone by now.
Okay. Like I don't agree with that, but okay. Fine. Taken away my KCM and now he's all alone in United. My heart hurts.
I mean, didn't you get
KCM.
bored of having him? Like, give us something, dude.
No. Oh God. Never.
Your Modric, Kroos, Benzema,
Yeah,
Ozil, Di
but they were
Maria,
our holy
Ronaldo.
trinity, right? They Cruz,
Yeah, but
Modric, Casemiro. I wasn't ready, and that too, we gave away our youngest amongst these three. I thought Cruz or Modric will be going away before him, so I was
you gave us
disappointed.
one of the Trinity and you gave us Varane, and then Jesus sent us up, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's okay. We have had that relations. You gave us Ronaldo, and look what happened. So yeah, all
Dead.
forgiven. It's okay. It's okay. I have him
So guys,
always.
before we conclude the podcast, one standout player from each team. Who do you think is going to stand out this coming game? Raul.
Mitoma, I think he is an upcoming talent. He's probably the Ronaldo you saw who made his debut against, I think, Bolton or Fulham. I'm not sure, but he didn't care. He just wants to, and this guy is fearless and smart at the same time. He knows what he wants to do. He knows when to go left. He knows when to drop his shoulder, and more often than not, he gets the better of whoever the defender is. I mean, I don't know. He's one of those wonder kids to have in your team. And I think him versus Van Bissaka is going to be the battle for me.
Gagan, who do you think?
Okay.
Even I was going to say Mitoma, but I
Yeah.
think I'll go with Estupinian. I
What
want
do
to
you
see
think?
how
Why do
he
you think he's
manages,
going to stand out?
because the way he's going to, run up and down the field, try to, he has one of the most touches in the opponent box. So I feel there's an assist or a goal, maybe. So, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. Raul, thank you for coming on board. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Gagan, thank you once again for coming on board. It was also a pleasure having you represent Brighton. This time out, you guys can log out. And that's with that said, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this session as much as we did. It was a pleasure having these guys on board. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit the like button, hit the comment button, give us your suggestions on what you think would be the turnout for the United versus Brighton game. We would love to know what your best 11 or combined 11 will be. Also, please, if you're if you've been following us, please do check out Raul's channel. It's called All Balls. The link will be in the description below. Please have a look at his channel. He's been doing a lot of podcasts during the lockdown with a lot of professional footballers, and that just says a lot about him. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This is your host Pranav and co-host Simran with Kickoff Conversations. Bye bye.